Hello everyone, my name is Miriam Lisette Vascoit Romero. I'm a student of Normal 4 from Nezahualcóyotl. I'm English teacher in training. Welcome to this exposition about the forum. I'm going to talk about my preliminary project, and this proposal is titled as Strengthening Speaking Through Dialogue in Second Grade Secondary School Students.
Introduction. This project will be carried out to obtain a degree in teaching and learning of the English foreign language with a specialty in secondary education. In the thesis option, this makes reference to the organization of speaking reinforcement as a communicative ability of English through activities dialogue of the type and style of the audiolingual method. This work is carried out remotely synchronously and in a person. Due to the pandemic caused by COVID-19, working with the second grade Group D made up 35 students between 11 and 13 years old. A diagnostic instrument was applied to this group by means of an interview with the secondary school teacher who teaches classes in the aforementioned group. The instruments applied for initial exploration purposes were semi-structured interview with open questions, questions designed according to the dimension and characteristics of Luchetti and Berlanda's diagnosis. Troublesome problem statement. During the observation and intervention practicum in the normal form from Nezahualcóyotl, it was possible to rescue some data. It's considered that the secondary school students have an important deficiency in the activities according to the communicative abilities speaking to be strengthened through dialogue activities. Due to the observation, it was decided to carry out this preliminary project collecting information and test during the observation and intervention of practicum at the secondary school located in Manzanillo, Villa San Agustín, Atlapulco, Chimalhuacán, State of Mexico. A diagnosis focused on the four communication skills of English, speaking, reading, listening, and writing, was applied. When applying the diagnosis, it was identified in the result that the second grade students of Group D have a significant deficiency of mastery in the communicative English proficiency. Speaking. In reading skills, students obtained 25%. In writing, they obtained 97%. And in speaking, 15%. And in the listening, 80%. Speaking an area of opportunity to work, which requires support to be strengthened. Another problem that was identified was that they don't want to participate in a video call, not even being chosen.
Research questions. What is speaking as a communicative ability in English? How do you word the dialogue with the audiolingual method? How do the dialogues with the audiolingual method influence the communicative ability speaking, and what is intended to do? Objectives. General. Strengthening speaking as a communicative ability of the English language through activities, dialogues of the audiolingual method, type, and styles, which stimulate students' learning, make it possible. Individual. Contrast the reality of what the English educational system expects to what it really is, to identify problems and generate solutions. Increasingly strengthen the level of speaking from the problems identified during all periods of intervention practicum. To identify the impact of the audiolingual method style and dialogue activities through online face-to-face modality in relationship to the strengthening communication skill.
Methodology: diagnosis and identification of the problem. According to the results obtained from the diagnostic report, which was written with the help of an observation script and a semi-structured interview. They give evidence of the needs that were detected. So it's a requirement important from addressing the problem. Design of an action intervention plan. Through the results obtained, a planning will be designed its corresponding social practice of the language according to the educational schedule of English in secondary education, involving dialogue activities to strengthen the communicative ability of the student, English to correct and fix the problem. Application of the intervention. It's intended to exercise and reinforce the English speaking ability in secondary school students through activities, dialogues, in the style of the audiolingual method in pairs, trios, or groups. Monitoring, execution, and evaluation of the intervention practicum for the application of activities during the classes. The needs of the students will be monitored with respect to the exercise of English speaking ability. Adjustment to the planning according to the needs of the students. If necessary, to adjust the planning and dialogue activities. Final evaluation, results and data collection. Preparation of result report. The monitoring will be carried out in a group following the needs that it requires. The final report is prepared where the progress made by the students is made known. Intervention proposal. First period of observation, interview and data collection. 2 days, April 13 and 14, 2021. During the observation practicum period, no test was applied, but if an interview was applied with questions that meet the dimension of Luchetti and Berlanda, an interview theory open question was applied to the teacher of the second D group through a video calling meeting. The importance for the English teacher in training is to be aware of all the knowledge that the student has and what he needs to know what is the area of opportunity to work. First period of intervention, lesson plan activities implementation and adjustment. 10 days, April 19 until 30, 2021. Two activities were applied at the end of the class, dialogues that fulfilled the characteristics of the audiolingual method and that exercise speaking, present simple and future simple. These activities are included in the planning. Second period of observation. Observation and data collection. 2 days. June 1st and 2nd, 2021. The characteristic of the classes belonging into the group will be observed and written in the teacher's journal. Second period of intervention. Lesson plan activities implementation and adjustment. 10 days. June 7 until 18, 2021. Two dialogue activities will be applied with the characteristics of the audiolingual method. Two students will be chosen at random to participate interpreting and expressing their dialogues with the vocabulary corresponding to the topic, present simple, past simple, present continuous, and simple future. Several pairs will be chosen. The activities will be applied on Fridays within the English class from 7 to 8 o'clock a.m. Implementation. All this was followed and supported in the phases of the educational intervention proposal of the author Arturo Barraza Macías. The educational intervention proposals is a planning and professional action strategy that allows educational agents control of their own professional practicum through an inquiry solution process consisting of the following phases and moments. The planning phase. It includes the moments of choice of the thematic concern, the construction of the problem that the proposal generates, and the design of the solution. The solution is based on an action hypothesis that may or may not be the most appropriate alternative solution, so that only in its application can it be certain of its suitability. It not possible to simply carry out a final evaluation that is limited to the results without considering the process and evaluations of any startup of an educational intervention project. The socialization dissemination phase understands the moments of socialization, adoption, and recreation. This phase should lead the recipient to become aware of the problem originating from the proposal, awaken his interest in the use of the proposal, invite him to his aid, and promote the adoption recreation of the designing solution. Reflection and evaluation. In the description, according to the stipulated dates, the observation and intervention practicum were carried out. In them, some problems could be identified during the application of the dialogue activities. There were connection problems in half of the group, participation and speaking deficiency. Confrontation. We're applying these activities to strengthening speaking. A second problem arose. Participation. Students didn't want to participate. Very few students participate expressing their dialogue in pairs during the video call. Explanation. These activities, dialogues, were designed to strengthen students' speaking, but they turned out to be a bit complex for them despite being simple. It was considered to show them the dialogue without having to learn it well. They had to participate pairs, and although the students were assigned to participate, not only voluntary, they refused. Their participation problems were even more difficult to make them express themselves. Reconstruction. It's considered important from the pedagogical point of view that it's necessary to investigate further why the students don't participate. To be more meticulous during observation practicum, perhaps over time it will be possible to identify why they refuse to participate. Having more classes to intervene with these students because 2 classes for intervention period is not enough to strengthen speaking. Time is not enough. Evaluation. Regarding the evaluation, the 3 stages of the formative evaluation were considered. From the moment of opening with the application of the diagnosis to the result obtained from the applied activities. During the classes, feedback was given on the stipulated topics and it was evaluated accordingly. In addition, the participation, the use of the material and the products, activities. At the end of each class with the activities, feedback was given. Results. The strengthening of the group are that they are not behind in basic English skills. The weaknesses of the group are the low participation, the disposition to connect to video call in classes to learn. The opportunities that exist are the strengthening speaking and promote participation in the group. The threats in the group is that there are 2 problems to attend to, and the expectation of the main topic of the thesis will probably be altered. Ok, well, that's all. Thanks a lot for watching.